Hello people, today I have with us the Portonova Space Type Gray, and even though it is mostly white, it is a really cool model kit, and I think with the 30-minute missions line, this one is one of the peak at the very beginning, when they first came out with these optional types like the Alto Flight type, the Alto Desert type, the Space type here, and the Aquatic type. This one is pretty much the best of the types, in my opinion. There's another version of this in different colors, but this is the one that I got. It is a really grand looking model, and there is actually a write-up for him, so let's go ahead and get into that. This is a space type unit where Byron Forces Examacs Portonova is equipped with a space backpack and additional space combat armor. The two boosters and thrusters on the large backpack enhance mobility in space. The head is equipped with a high-powered sensor, making the unit specialize in patrols and long-range shooting. The designs of the legs pursue stability and expandability in zero gravity and can be exchanged with the quadrupedal type depending on the situation. Now, they do give you instructions on how to make the quadrupedal type, but you can't do that in this kit as it stands. You'll need another one if you wanted to make it. However, the result is really cool. The quadrupedal type is a really awesome look. That isn't to say that you can't use what you already have to make this one a quadruped. There are parts in here that you can use. If you look here, this is actually the leg of the Portonova. You could probably put a foot on this one instead of where it is and have it standing at the back if you really wanted to. One thing I will mention about this one is that it is pretty heavy on the back, and these legs are pretty spindly, so you're going to need to do some work to balance him out. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that you'll have to work at. A stand would probably be a really good investment, at least for this model kit. I don't believe I did a review for an Portonova before, so I can go over the articulation if you'd like. Let's go ahead and start at the head. There's a ball joint at the head inside here. And then that ball joint is mounted inside the armor here, so it can rock forward and backward. The shoulder is very typical of the 30-minute missions line, where you have the two pieces pushed together with the ball joint inside there. The socket here is actually on a joint, so you can move it out just a bit and then back in. This one does afford you quite some range of flexibility, moving it up and down inside the shoulder, and the shoulder itself does move up and down as well. Although not as much as on the Alto or the other types that have armor like this. That peg from the shoulder moves down into the arm, and you can rotate it at that point. One single point of articulation in the arm at the elbow, but that gets you a nice over 90 degrees and a nice slightly more than 180 here. Ball joint at the wrist. Inside here, there's a ball joint that connects the waist. Connects the waist into the chest armor, so you can move him this way or that way, depending on what you'd like. But there's a ball joint so you can actually do diagonals too. That gets pegged into another ball joint down below, and that gets you a nice pivot here as well. There's a nice joint inside the skirt armor, so unlike the Gundams where you clip onto it, this one actually rocks up and down. It's similar to the Altos. So you can move that way. And because you're pegging in, you can move it this way. You can also put any other armor piece that has a 3mm port in there. At the waist, you have a drop down. A lot of the 30-minute missions have them. This one is similar to the shoulder, so you have the port here that rotates 180 degrees out this way. Actually slightly more than that, but you know what I mean. And then it is ball jointed into the thigh here, so you can get a lot of motion out of that if you really need it. Plug that back in. Double jointed knee, very much like the other types of 30-minute missions model. So you have the one at the top and the one at the bottom. Be careful using these C-clip connectors. They are liable to loosen up over time. Dab some glue. Let me show you where. Just the tiniest amount of glue on that part there. See where it's white? That's where it stresses out. So dab some glue there, and that will help aid in letting it last a bit longer. And make sure when you put these parts together that it connects to, snap them as tight as possible. I went ahead and mounted this one on backwards, so I'll flip it over when I am done. But from here, you're going to go from that motion down to this one, which is another hinge. You're just going to move that one up and down. We have a rocker on a C-clip here and a ball joint inside the foot. A lot of articulation in that leg, so you can get some pretty fun looking poses with those. I'm going to go ahead and turn this one around for you guys. Then onto the backpack. There are some points of articulation here. These are also going to help you if you wanted that quadrupedal form. These are the original legs for the Portonova, so you can see that's what they would look like. This gun is also articulated here, clips onto the back of the backpack and then moves down and out, and then of course comes off when I try to do it, but just like so. You can shoot in the back if you'd like to, or that comes off and you can mount it on the arm instead of where it is now. This is the large rifle and arm claw. If you know what that is, it's an option pack, so that's the entire thing. You do even get the claw. Now, because this one is pretty different, I do want to show you guys a size comparison. Let me go ahead and bring out some of my kits and show you what this looks like. Here he is beside the high grain Gundam, my Gundam GBN based Gundam. Here standing beside him, it looks like he's quite a bit taller, but you remember he is stretched out on those long legs. Here he is beside one of his mortal enemies, the Earth Force's Ulto. Beside Frame Arms Jinrai, they're at about the same height there. And there he is with the Frame Arms Girl Architect. Again, right about the same size. My little Nero here, Hexagear Governor. This guy is staggeringly tall for what he is in a 1/44 scale. He almost matches up the Alex Gundam. Pretty big. So in addition to what you see here, I also have the decal sticker sheet that they normally give with the Portonova and Alto units. They stopped giving these ones out with the more modern pieces. I'm not sure why, but they are really cool and I like them a lot. Like I showed you before, the claw unit for the arm rifle, the long arm rifle, is here. It includes the feet for the regular mode, so you have 2 of these. Some neat armor that you can replace those really cool looking units there. And 2 pieces of the hip armor that the Portonova usually uses. Of course, we also have the faceplate for the normal Portonova. Gives you that Zaku vibe. And we have the Roy. The Roy here looking really cute in white. So this one does come with everything you'd need to make a normal Portonova. But they do come with a lot of extras, and they are indeed extras that you can only get from this set, I believe. So that is the reason you would want to buy this one. The Space type is a really cool looking unit. Definitely worth the price. I think they're $22 versus what a normal one would be, like $17.99, maybe $15.99 if you're lucky. But I think with $22, the extras that you get and these extra pieces that you can use for your other stuff, definitely worth the price. Portonova is a really cool unit, is one of the original 2, which is the Alto and Portonova. Definitely one that you would want to get, at least in my opinion. Price-wise, it's also perfect. I think it's just at the cost of a lower-end, high-grade model, and you do get quite a bit there. And he's also tall and very unique looking, so something different to put on your shelf. Again, 30-minute missions, very fast to build. That is something that I really enjoy. A palette cleanser, as I call them. Very, very cool to build. But that's all I'm going to bug you guys with today. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every last one of you. Portonova here also appreciates the attention, being one of the first of the 30-minute missions kits, and one that I didn't cover back in when it came out. So that I'm sure he's happy that he finally got some representation beside the special one from Premium Bandai. But that's all I'm going to say today, guys. Again, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me. But more than likely, you'll see my stuff. Bye-bye.